What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I uploaded a video, but I've been doing a ton of client work. My most popular booked session is the headshot. So in today's video, I wanted to come on and give you guys some tips on the perfect headshots. So let's jump into that intro. So how you guys like the intro? That's a new intro that I made. I may just do a desk tour. Let me know if you guys want me to do a desk tour. I just took shots of my desk and added it to the intro. I'm thinking I should do a desk tour. I love that intro. Let's jump right into the video and why you're here today, and that's because you want to learn about the perfect headshot. We're going to jump right into the setup. The setup that I use, I almost always go with a neutral backdrop. I never get too crazy with the backdrops. I use either white or gray and maybe a tan color, but if you're doing corporate headshots, people are going to want a white backdrop. So learn how to properly expose your subject on a white backdrop. But I never get too crazy with the backdrops. So I almost always use a 3-light setup. So let's talk about my main light. My main light, which is powered by 8600 Pro, has a 34-inch beauty dish by Glow Easy Lock. My second and third light, which are strip boxes that's placed in back of my model, are powered by 8200s, one in each. That gives me enough power to separate my model from the backdrop. I can use my strip boxes as a hair light, take one out, or I can use them just as I described to separate my model from the backdrop, or I can turn them around if I'm shooting on a white backdrop, turn them around and flash them against the backdrop so I can have a pure white backdrop. You could do a lot with a 3-light setup versus a 1-light setup, so I choose to use mine this way. Let's talk about the camera gear. Everyone loves to know about what are you shooting with. My main camera, my go-to camera, the camera that I use on all my headshots is my Canon EOS R. I would like to switch to the R5. I'm gonna rent it one day just to shoot with it and see the difference, but my Canon EOS R haven't let me down and I get super sharp images from it. The lens that I'm shooting with is my 85 f1.2. This is my go-to lens for all my headshots. Me personally, I think the best focal length is 85 and above. If you go anything wider, you'll get distortion of the face, and that's bad for any client. That's bad for your photography. So try to stick with 85 and above. I have an 85 f1.2 and that's my go-to lens, and I absolutely love this lens. Last but not least, let's talk about the settings. My settings are almost the same each time I step into the studio to shoot a headshot. Each time I'm using the same settings. My ISO is at 100. I don't crank my ISO up. There's no need to in the studio setting because I can use my lights to give me more power if I need that. I love my aperture to be at around f7 or f9, around f7, f9. I don't shoot wide open on my headshots. I want everything sharp. I know some people, they shoot at f2.8 or f4 around that marker just to have a fall off in the back. You love to have that fall off to the ears. It's a little blurry, but I like to keep it sharp when I'm in the studio. So I shoot around f7, f9. Now my shutter speed, I don't need my shutter speed to go anywhere past 1/125. I don't need a fast shutter speed, and I don't need a slow one because I'm gonna introduce camera shake. I'm just shooting the still photo, so my shutter speed stays at 1/125. Now the power on my lights I won't even get into that because it will differ from your studio. You might have a darker studio where you will need more power from your lights. So I won't even jump into my light settings, but they are my camera settings, my go-to settings for my headshots, and it's been working well for me. I get a lot of bookings for my headshots, So I just figured that I'd come on here and try to help you guys out. So hopefully this helped you. If it did, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It does help me grow, as you guys know. I just hit 500 subscribers, so that's pretty big for me, and that's why I jumped on here to do it. I'm like, oh wait, people are subscribing, I need to give them this content. But help me grow. It motivates me when you guys subscribe. So that's all. I'm rambling right now, but that's all, and I'll see you guys in another one.